time with us. Now we are in the company of two officials, the public relations officials, the PRO and the deputy PRO of the People's Empowerment Party. The PRO is Janice CRIQUR, and she will tell me if I pronounce that well when she comes on in a second. And the deputy PRO is Anthony Defoe. Good afternoon, thank you all very much for being here.
Thank you very much for inviting us. Yes, you certainly did.
Okay, great. Thank you. I think this is the first time we're hosting the P.E.P here, so we're very happy that you could be here. The political leader, the interim political leader, could be with us. The first and obvious question is why do we need for the P.E.P? There's so many political parties in Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, it's all about our vision, which is one people under one flag. And we are giving the voice of the people back to them. That is the purpose of the political party, and also to educate the people as well. Now, what we are doing too is a lot of our policies are, we deal with 5 main issues, and these are issues that are very important to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, you will say, why another party? Because we have so many parties at the moment. Now, we are very passionate about our party, and what we are trying to get the people to wake up to some of the issues that are currently taking place in Trinidad and Tobago, and to stand up and say, listen, this enough is enough, and we need to take a stand. Because at the moment, the two political parties, which is the PNM and UNC, they have had the opportunity to show us, the citizens, what they can do for them. But that has not happened, and it is time for the people to take back the country and say, look, we need a party that is going to work for the people, because we work. When people put their finger on that card, they are actually hiring someone to look after the country. The government works for the people, not the other way around.
Yeah, but the question, Anthony, take a dig at the question and providing an answer. Why we have limited some parties that just come to mind? The PNM, the UNC,
MSG,
ILP, the COP,
the
NC,
DDP, because my brother has his own political party as well.
It's too bad. Why the P.E.P? What is the P.E.P offering that's different?
Well, first to begin with, good afternoon, Trinidad and Tobago, and I thank you, Ken, again for having me on air, having us on air. And it's the P.E.P Progressive Empowerment Party, People's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's fine. You know, we just don't want to get it mixed up with another party that might be being created also. No? But anyway, the point is this: why another political party in the landscape of so many other political parties? Number one, for example, the MSG. Have they ever been in any other constituency? Have they actually stood up for an election to say that they were going to fight for a seat? How many other parties are like that across the board? The only two true parties that's been in existence has been the UNC and PNM, because they're well financed, and at the end of the day, they've created a system that basically the people are losing rights as the years go by. Now, I myself, as a citizen, I've lived abroad for several years, and you know, I had the opportunity to look at Trinidad from the outside in. Now, when I left Trinidad years ago, I did not have burglar proofing on my roof, on my windows and doors. But here I am now, years later, and I am imprisoning myself because there's elements outside running around on the streets. Laws aren't being heard. The police services, you can say, is broken. The judiciary is in a total mess. We have drugs and guns pouring into the country. We have kidnapping taking place. Now, at the end of the day, listen, we are in a situation in this country, it's 55 years, and you're talking 11 administrations. And this is 11 leaders that has not truly done for the people, because you have to understand, you are going through the whole processes of convincing people, vote for me, and you're walking around the constituencies, but as soon as you get into office, you can't see them. You're not hearing anything. There's nothing being done until it's another 4 years, going into 5 years for the next election, is when you're going to see them. Now, you can't talk, because I've heard UNC and PNM talk such as, oh yeah, well, we give you guys a box drain and we give you road, and at the end of the day, that is a government's responsibility. You are not to talk about that on a podium, saying that this is what we're doing for you. For example, Minister Hines had that talk on one of those television stations talking about, this is some time back, where he was in England, and every time he opens the tap, there's water running. But my point is, when he was saying that, he was the Minister of Works at that point. So if you're saying that in first world countries, what is the mechanism or what system we need to put in place in order for us to have the same environment here? But my point is this, and this is why we need the P.E.P at this point. It is 55 years, and to date, we can't get it right. We are dealing with flooding year in, year out, like clockwork, and there's no one that can create or figure out a system. If we don't have the brain power here, let's find something from outside, bring some professional in, let them scrutinize our lands and see how, you know, our rivers and water courses are, and what could be recommended to make a quick fix, or what system we can have in place in order to fix the problem, not put a band-aid on it. And again, and I will keep going back, it's 55 years we are doing this. Now, Philip Alexander is a guy, and I keep telling people I am not running down the man to be his friend. I take my hat off to him because he's the only individual
Correct.
on the soil of Trinidad and Tobago that has stood up against the grain and has put the information into the public space as it is. No sugar on top, no caramel, no sprinkles of nothing. Raw and real. There's factual evidence for everything that he's talking about. So I would dare anyone to say, take us to court, because I don't think anyone wants us to be in court having to argue a case or to bring proof on certain situations being said, because it's known to the public across the board. You don't even have to be into politics to know that there's corruption taking place. There's police, the police service is broken, the Coast Guard, look, the
judicial
Tobago Bridge.
system as well.
There isn't anything in this country that works.
Well,
nothing.
Well, Anthony, I would like to also say something as well on this, because we also have an education system that is really terrible. Our healthcare system is, I think everybody's just afraid to go get sick these days or have to go into the various hospitals because you're not sure if they're coming out alive. So there are critical situations that need to be addressed that are not being addressed. And it is as though the current government is just doing as they like and not giving any consideration to the things that need to be fixed. You're looking to build a cancer medical center, and our hospitals, the Port of Spain, Mount Hope, Point Forte, San Fernando, Tobago hospitals are in dire need of repair. Not only that, they don't have the medication, they don't have the sheets, they don't have anything at all for the patients in the hospital. But yet you're going to spend $84 million on a Canadian treatment center in the St. James Medical Center in St. James. And that to me is, well, your priorities are all wrong.
It's crazy. Everything is absolutely crazy.
How is your message resonating with the people of Trinidad?
Let me tell you, we have had tremendous support. We just actually celebrated our first year anniversary a couple of weeks ago in Launch Park, Chaguanas. The turnout there was absolutely phenomenal as well. It totally took us off guard because we did not expect that type of turnout. And that in itself just shows that, the people are connecting to what is being said and they understand what is being said, because everyone is saying it. Everyone sits on the corner with their friends, with the family or whomever, yes. And everything that Philip talks about on his lives, everyone as a citizen has said that one time or another, and it's not a matter of just simply saying it 20 years ago. We're talking about saying it so periodically, it's again, it's like brushing your teeth when the day comes.
But all the other parties say the same thing. All the parties that are in opposition to P.E.P. So I'm trying to ascertain what is the distinctive advantage you bring? What is the brand identity that makes the P.E.P. different from all the other parties in opposition to the P.E.P.?
Well, the brand identity, I would say directly, is, again, like Janice said before, is giving the power back to the people. Laws need to change. We need to have things such as referendum. Where people are able, you can't have a minister not performing and him still being in that portfolio, holding that position. You cannot. There must be a system in place where if a man is not performing within the public sector, whether it be a minister or whoever in a high office, there must be something where there's a review, if it's on an annual basis or a biannual basis or however the system is fabricated. And we have a think tank looking at that right now as we speak. And like I said, the P.E.P. has think tanks in every critical area, such as healthcare, security, education, home ownership, the finances of the country. I mean, there's a host of different things that the P.E.P. is actually fabricating. And let me tell you, at first I did not believe it myself. I was saying the exact same thing that you were saying, that, well, the P.E.P. is another same old like everybody else. There's no change. But again, Trinidad and Tobago come down to Stanmore Avenue, 19 Stanmore Avenue, every Saturday at 12 noon. And you will see for yourself, you will meet the executives, you would see the policies, know here how it works, we will break it down for you. Tell me which political party to date has taken the opportunity to actually sit with the citizenry and try to explain things to them in layman terms, show them what the pros and cons are to any proposal going forward and getting some feedback from them. Wouldn't you think that would help ministers or the government of the day to have an idea in how to propel the country forward? If we have a positive census from the population saying yay or nay to certain things that we are proposing to move forward, aren't we wasting taxpayers' money arguing in the parliament between opposition and the present day government, talking about back and forth of laws being changed from what needs to be changed, when the people themselves don't know anything what is going on basically, and they're having stuff shoved down their throats. Now keep in mind, the people are the ones that stand at the poll to rub their fingers for whom they think is the best candidate to move the country forward, to bring some level of benefit for our citizenry. We have to keep in mind, listen, our ancestors came here, who as slaves, who as laborers and what have you, we were fortunate to get a country that has every resource a first world country strives for, in some cases go to war for, and yet we are throwing it away. The people are not benefiting in any way, form or fashion. Listen, to date, 55 years of independence, we have spent over $3 trillion. We are supposed to be first world. We are supposed to be having men on the moon with that type of money, but yet we still have poverty, we still have a ridiculous level of crime taking place. We have gangs, guns. You're talking about the criminals have better guns than what the police and army have put together. You know what I mean?
Also, I think very, very important is the fact that we don't have the big financiers. Now, I think that is really critical in terms of how, what makes us different. The members of the party own the party. We do not have deep financiers who expect to get something back in return when the P.E.P. gets into power. So I think that's a major critical difference that we have that other parties don't have.
Your critics say you had a small turnout when you had this, what's it, a public launch?
No, that's not true. What we saw coming across Facebook are pictures of when the venue was being readied for when people arrived.
How many people did you have at that launch? At that event?
How much?
Roughly.
Roughly.
I would say we probably had we had over 500 that was there at one point, but as the census that we have, we had well over 1,000 people that passed through the venue.
Correct.
On that day.
And your membership, yes.
Well, it's always amazing when people ask about our membership, because that's a figure that we tell people, look, our membership are people who come to who are members of our Facebook pages. And the fact that we, Anthony and myself, we do not deal with membership. We have the chairman of the party, who is Felicia Holder. That's her portfolio, right? So we will not have those figures.
Okay.
But we do have a great following, especially of of citizens who live outside of Trinidad and Tobago, who want to come back home, but they are not prepared to come back home with the country as is. We are currently waking up the people. Every Saturday when new members turn up, they sign up as members before they leave. So we are constantly building our membership database every Saturday, and even on the website that people can go on and register as the PEPTT.com website, and people are registering all the time. So I can't tell you a figure now, and then 2 days down the road it would have jumped to another figure.
Now I want to open the lines for calls for you, because we have limited time with you. It's 27 minutes at the hour 1 o'clock. We go until 1 p.m. It's the end of the show also, and we have two officials of the Progressive Empowerment Party.
Correct.
The public relations officer is JANICE
CRIQUR.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I had the same issue before.
You were challenged a little bit. You must have done that program.
Yeah. It's LEARMOND the CRIQUR.
It's easier to say.
Yes.
6367547491067 are our numbers. You can call and exchange with these two officials of the Progressive Empowerment Party. Now, I have seen on social media your leader criticizing both prominent parties, both leading parties, meaning P.E.P and the UNC. Is that an indication that your party is not prepared to work alongside any of these other
No,
parties?
we will not be joining any political party at all.
Well,
we are not going to be joining up with any.
To join a political party, but the point is that if it comes down to our status quo stance is that simple. It's not going to be compromised in any way, form, or fashion, because at the end of the day, we need change. And again, it's why we have the think tanks that we have outside the country right now and here locally, working 24 hours a day to try to create proper proposals and moving the country forward. How are we able to change certain laws? Because remember, all this has to be done in mid-flight, and we can't put the country in a state of shock where there's a change taking place. So this has to be done very, very carefully, and we have to have all our T's crossed, all our I's dotted, and again, information is key. So it's a matter of just being aware and taking a census as to the population and our demographics here on the ground, and applying certain models here locally. And again, that's what we're working on right now.
But there is a reality in the politics of Trinidad and Tobago, which is not going to go away for the next general election, in that there are large blocks that support the two major parties.
Correct.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. People are not happy. And once they recognize that there is another party that is going to care for the people and do what is right by the people, they will say, yes, we're going to, we support the UNC or the PNM. But when they get in that booth,
and do you have evidence
by themselves. No, I am not saying that at all. Not evidence, but I am thinking about myself if I was in that situation. Maybe I am getting contracts from whichever government may be in power. So I have to sing their song to eat the bread. But if it is that I am not happy with what is going on, once I get in that booth, there's nobody around you to say anything. You and you alone know where you're going to be putting the mark on the X, or the X on whichever party.
Just let me say this. I want to ask you, what is, you've spoken to the JANICE of the number of social and economic issues. I want to ask, what is the number one issue you have confronted from people? But to remind our listeners, if you want to call and engage these two officials of the P.E.P, 636-7547-489-1067. What is the number one issue?
National security.
National security, crime.
Closing up the borders to stop the drugs and the ammunition and the human trafficking from continuing.
Let's say this call, you need to put on the headphone. Hear this call. Good afternoon to you.
Good evening, good evening.
Good evening.
Really? I didn't know that.
What other station is that?
Okay.
No.
No, we're not. Well,